Greetings to this night-filled scenery. Welcome back to Dark Cloud. So, last episode we managed to do the first 3 levels of the dungeon, along with a few tutorials. And then we came back up here because we ran out of repair powder, and got a few more tutorials regarding the Georama. So we're here talking to the mayor. Now our only hope is Dran. Dran has always watched over us. I'm sure Dran has watched us this time too. Yes, he watched us get destroyed and defeated and disappeared. But really, this time, even Dran's windmill, where Dran's magic power dwells, is destroyed. Good to know. This looks to be no easy task, so he gives us the repair powder. He only gives us 1 though, so we'll have to keep talking to him. So we can repair these one as well. There we go. So last time we managed to get these 2 weapons as well, which is awesome because they are tier 2 weapons. In fact, one of the other weapons we can get goes into one of these. So that's a lot of fun. So we got very lucky there. So I've come up here because there's a chest here that wasn't here earlier. These chests give you different items. So this one gave me a gourd. They appear all over town as you progress through the dungeon. So there's one that appears on the table, there's another one that appears on the end, and in this cupboard as well, as you progress further through the dungeon itself. Now what you can do is pick them up as they appear, or you can wait till the end and just sweep through the entire town. Doesn't really matter which way you do it. If you sweep through the town at the end, then there's chance of you missing any. But if you pick them up earlier on, then you can get different items that can be useful, such as this gourd, which increases your thirst by 1, which is always useful. And now onto the Georamas. So we press select and triangle. As we see here, this is where all the main items are. So we got the pond, which is actually really good. Well, it's pretty good. It's actually not that useful until we get a fishing rod. Just wanted to check where the sign is. But as I mentioned, fishing is a thing. I might as well show you now. You can't fish because you haven't got a fishing pole, but you can exchange fishing points for all these items. So you got antidote holy water soap for 5 points, which is usually about 1 fish, maybe 2 fish. Mighty healing heals all the conditions. Then you've got all the slayers, busters, killers, basically all the antis, all 50 points. I'd say that's probably an average of between 7 and 10 fish, normal fish, which isn't too bad, but you know, it can get a bit grindy. And then for 100 points you've got the gems, which I mentioned earlier. So these ones usually increase one of the main attributes, so attack, endurance, speed or magic by 10. Increases the elements by 10 and increases some of the antis by 10 as well, 1 or 2, except for the diamond. The diamond increases all of the antis by 5 except for metal, which increases by 10, but it doesn't increase anything else, but it's really good for leveling that up. you've got a load of different ones. They're all 100. So it might take you about 20 minutes to half an hour fishing, depending on what bait you got and how much of it you got. But as I said earlier, you can get rare fish in the next town and in a desert place later on. You can fish them at dusk, and it's a lot easier to do that because the rare fish give you upwards of a couple of 100 points easily. But on top of that, you also get the Tsukikaja here, which is a tier 3 sword, which evolution tree progresses to the second strongest sword for Toan. And you also get, later on, you've got loads of other weapons for the other characters as well. So it's a good weapon if you can get it early enough. You know, if you can grind out the 1,100 points. But to be honest, by the time you can consistently get them, so it'll be dusk in the fishing village. Not fishing village, what am I thinking? In the next village. You can get equal to or better weapons, or you can even just get that one quite easily. So it's good if you suddenly go through an area and you break all your weapons. It's quick enough to get it, but you can buy weapons as well later on. Weapons aren't difficult to come by in this game. You don't want to really lose one that you've put loads of work into, but recovering from the loss of weapons is not that difficult. The grind isn't really annoying, to me anyway. Like, some RPGs can be really tedious when you're grinding, whereas this one, because you're killing the enemies all the time as you're going through the dungeon, you're still picking up chests and you're still getting other items as well. So I quite like the grind in this one. It just feels better. It feels more rewarding because you're not just doing levels. So yeah, the Georamas, yes, that's what we were doing. I got sidetracked there. So here we have Macho's house, 4 question marks. So we don't know what goes there yet, as it says. And then you got a description of the people there. So, like his name, never skips training. And this one says daily training makes for a muscular body. So he goes in there. Short big brother is a little powerhouse, and he goes there. We shall put this house here. Here. Let's put it there. Yeah, that'll be right. So if you go to the Georama analysis, it shows you the collection. So that's how many, or the Atla you've collected. The completion is how many of the things you've done that have been completed. So it counts roads, trees, and the pond as well counts as one of them. So basically when they go from blue to orange. And request, the people in the houses have specific requests. So this is referred to by the "you can make the world better than it was" comments that the Fairy King did. So I know that these guys want to be near the cave to make it easier to train, because despite the fact that they're going to train, they don't want to walk from all the way over here to all the way over there. We've also got Gaffer's buggy, so he wants to be near the entrance. They do tell you, and their comments change. They say something like "thank you." If you put them where they want to be, they want to be closer to the entrance. That'll be right there. No doubt I'll probably move them, make it look nice later on anyway. You don't need the roads in this one, but as I say, might as well make it look nice. We got some trees as well. Put that there. There you go. So if we block down here, you can see actually on the map, on just under my finger there, not on the map, you can see there's a chest there and there's a chest there as well. So if we go down, if we look around, there's no people anywhere. if there was a blue triangle, you'd be able to see bread and tasty water. The blue triangle shows where there's people. They usually walk around the town. Ah, there's Camacho. Thank you, Toan. Say, what happened on the day of the festival anyway? I remember that light flashed from the sky and a house disappeared. And after that, I don't remember a thing. You can say hello. Did you see my little brother? How should I rebuild Nulon? I'd like the house to be someplace where I don't have to go far for a workout. What will happen when it's done? I'll give you something, but I'll keep it a secret for now. The hint is rock-breaking strength. And then you do this one. Tell me how to rebuild your house. A fence and a lamp would be nice. We had stuff any decent person would have, you know. So that starts to unlock what you need to do to rebuild the house. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. Ah, Toan, I missed you, man. Your smile really brightens my day. Hello. If you see my big bro, tell him you didn't see me, okay? I'm counting on you. So how should I rebuild? Fighting is what a man should live for. It's a basic fact of life, right? What'll happen when it's done? That you should ask my big bro. And tell me how to rebuild your house. Look, don't forget to expand my room. And the barbell, put that outside. So that's currently closed. So obviously when you put the room in, the room will appear as well, as we'll see now. So you put the barbell in there. Fence. A lamp. I think this one is always like the first one you finish in the event. And now we got an event. So they're in there until you do the event. This one is a generic event. It doesn't matter what time of day or what happens. It will always be the same. Some events vary depending on the time of day, and some events vary depending on what people you've got out there. Got out already. But we'll talk more about that later on. Whoa, Toan, you've done it. Thanks to you, our house is back to normal again. Here, this is for you. Keep it. Stone breaker. In fact, they clipped through the wall. Hey, that's mine. Hey, bro, what do you think you're doing? Like I always tell you, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. That's how things should be between big brothers and little brothers. Grrr, I can't take this anymore, bro. We're gonna settle this with a battle. Cheeky smirk there. Oh, really? Ready when you are. Yeah, some of the translations are a bit interesting as well. Especially some of the names of the enemies. So if we go back in here. Don't remember if it's there now, but if you turn on first person. Yep, there's a chest there as well. So they are hidden as well. And that gives you attack +1. I think there might actually be another one later on. So that's why it's troubling if you do it first. You still have to do a sweep at the end anyway, because you never know what you might miss. There's something like 20 or 30 odd chests. There's some even goes around the pond. So, but I think that's everything we can do for now. We haven't got the shopkeeper. So a best bet is to just head into the dungeon. Well, we can do that by just going go to dungeon. Yes. We can continue doing some more floors while we're here. Now, while this loads, I'm gonna have a sip of tea. Ah, lovely. Basement 4. So on basement 4, there's only there's no atlas. Usually when you see that, you think, oh, it's a mini boss, and it is a mini boss. Spoilers. So until you move, it doesn't do anything. So you can escape if you want to. If I show you. So you can't actually walk in first-person view in the dungeons. A slight move forward and these skeletons appear. There's one of the minor graphical issues that you get on the PAL version. It could just be my version, I don't know, we'll see. But it's funny. So there's only 3 skeletons. So close. Aha! Now you'll face the master. Toan. He's a tough one, Toan. You will have to duel him. A duel is a special form of combat. Controller button markers will move from the right to left. Press the right button when they line up with the light blue bar. So as we see down there. Quick time events. Hooray. Although these aren't actually too bad. They only do like 5 or 6 button presses. Arrows such as the left arrow mean press in that direction with either directional buttons or the left analog stick. The closer the button mark is to the centre of the blue bar when you press it, the better your rating will be. If you hit all of the marks with the right timing, you'll be victorious. And if you get them all into the very centre, it will come up saying excellent and you'll get a reward. The fairies will give you a gem. And if you miss one, then it's game over. Well, it's not game over, you get to retry, but you do die. When the duel starts, you'll be given an indication of it with this marker. Be aware of it. Here it begins, stay focused. Yeah, cool. Excellent. We get a gem. The fairies. A present from the fairies of terror. Turquoise. Nice. I don't remember what that does. Oh, you can see the seam on this. Look at that. I never noticed that. Oh, it's not seamless textures there, I see. Naughty, naughty. Not that you ever really notice things like that too much. So we got Power Up Powder. And we got Transcrest. Let's equip the dagger now. So turquoise gives you nothing there, nothing on the first 4. 10 ice, gives you 10 stone and 10 mimic. So that's pretty good. So it usually increases like 3 or 4 stats. So might as well get down. Let us venture forth to the next floor. To our next tutorial. Yeah, not surprised anymore. How's it going? Got the hang of it yet? The floors beneath this one are even tougher. Now to the advanced course to give you a fair chance against the meaner enemies below. Are you using your charge attack when fighting enemies? Yes, yes we are. Hold the X button down and after your body flashes, release it. With this you'll do a jump slash. It's effective against flying enemies and ground enemies. Let's talk more about weapons. So, how are your weapons growing? If you don't start upgrading them now, you can get into trouble later. Before you upgrade, it is a good idea to keep attachments on. If you upgrade with them on, then the weapon can absorb the power of the attachment to add to its own power. But there is a power limit for each weapon. There is no need to upgrade its ability beyond this limit. When weapons reach level 5, it's +5, or greater, they can status break. A status break is breaking down a weapon into a synth sphere that contains the power of that weapon. If you install it onto other weapons as an attachment, you can add the old weapon's attributes to the new ones. The attributes in the synth sphere will add to a new weapon's attributes permanently when the sphere is absorbed. However, the attributes received may be less than that of the weapon before being made into a synth sphere. It's 60%. It's the new weapon's limit. If the new weapon's limit is higher, then you can make a more powerful weapon. Pretty cool, huh? That's it for today's lecture. Take care of yourself. I'll always be watching you. The antis all max out at 99. Elements are 99 as well. Statues. And endurance and speed are also 99. I better eat. That gets dangerous. The only thing that doesn't have any real max out is attack and MP. If I remember right. Well, I didn't really want to heal so quickly, but statues are a pain in the... There you go. Thank you. So we might as well customise this with +1 attack and a stone breaker. So if your ABS is full and you upgrade, you don't use the power powder, obviously. Otherwise that'd be silly. Yeah, might as well keep the dagger on for now. Once it gets to level 5, we can break it down and synthesize it. Now, last episode we talked about the special abilities as well. So one thing you can do, it takes a little bit of work, but one thing you can do is make a synth sphere with loads of different... loads of different abilities on them and just attach them to the weapons as and when you need to. Because when the synth sphere is attached, it gets all the stats as well, and then just take it off before you upgrade it. Ah, that's cheating. But you've got to be careful, because if you break the weapon beforehand, while the synth sphere is still on there, then you lose that as well. It doesn't go to your inventory. But it's a good way to have like all the stats on a weapon at once. So it's got 15 health. And we know it's got 15 health because we killed it in one hit with 16. So it might have 16 health, granted. And I kind of feel like we... yeah, we should have gone down first from the entrance. Never mind. Sign! So now I've got to run all the way back. Never mind. Some people say they don't like the music too much in the game as well. I like it. I think it suits each area. That's a statue. There's a big chest there. Might have something interesting. It's locked. Let's guess it to be a curse. It's a poison. Ah. So what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? It's a Gladius. Let's get rid of this poison first. So soap gets rid of gooey, which just slows you down. So the Gladius, as you can see, compared to this one, 10 attack, 32 endurance, a bit more endurance, less speed. I'm sure this is a tier 2 weapon. But I could be horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, I'm sure it's technically a tier 2 weapon. So this builds up into 2 different weapons. And you need... Unfortunately, you don't really get metal stuff until much later into the game. I say much later. I mean, it depends how quickly you can play through it. But the Gladius does have 15 undead. So if you break that down, you can get some good chunk of undead onto it. I'm not going to fight you yet. You're a stone dog. My house. You can also... Can you do this here? Yeah, you can actually put these in here as well. As a llama. It doesn't... Looks like the wrong end of the llama, but it is a llama. Yes, that's Claude's house. I'm going to put that there first. Give him a fence. Let's see if we can customize this with anything interesting. Stonebreaker. Put that on there actually. Take it off later. Might help us defeat these. Some of these guys. Like the statue. Despite it being called a statue and looking like it's made of metal, it's not, it's made of stone. Ah, crikey. Nope. Let's just remove these. Let's just do that, shall we? Oh, and he's got the key. That's good to know. And this is the key for the other section. Oh no, he's got the key, but the exit's there. There's 3 Atlas up there we have to get. And I think there's a chest as well. I'm not sure, that first room looks like it's got... It's either 3 enemies or 4 enemies. Never mind. Sometimes these layouts are not good. But we'll just keep going. I'll have a sip of my tea. I don't really have much more to say about this. I will do some weapon grinding off screen, but I will probably do videos showing like when the weapons evolve, so you can see before and after stats and things like that. That's for these bits here in between the videos, in between travelling when there's nothing, if I can't think of anything smart to say, which is, let's face it, a lot of the time. It was a chest, I was right. Oh, it's a map. Of course it's a map. It's the only thing we haven't got. I'm silly. Yeah, I might speed them up in between like travel time. Maybe just do time lapse. A bat and 2 dogs, that's what we need. We got a chimney. 32 damage to me, that's a lot of damage. Don't really want to lose this weapon. Ugh, 8. But actually, that's almost got enough to level up. So from here, I'll just skip to the exit. So we're here. I was about to use the key, I completely forgot. Use Drown's Crest. Yeah, let's just go down. Do one more floor. This was floor 5. So, yeah, we'll do some more floors. This video is about half an hour long already. But it's Big Balcony. Meow. Little meowie. Oh. And it's disappeared into the wall. Now, one level is going to have mimics on. I don't know if it's going to be this one or if it's going to be the next one when they start appearing. This one. This one. This one. Ah, I'm not going to kill it. Never mind. You've got to be careful with guarding enemies as well, because your weapon hit points will still go down while they're guarding. There is also, might as well, as we've got time, there is also a way to level up weaker weapons. See, when you kill an enemy, the abilities don't, the ability absorption. Actually, I don't want to do that one. Right, I switched the dagger just in case. No, it's just pumped with energy. Just on the off chance. But I didn't want to heal the Shamsir, because that one was almost leveled up. Anyway, when you defeat an enemy, you've got about a second or two before the actual experience goes onto the weapon, which means in that time frame you can actually swap your weapon around. Oh no, the tram oil. You can swap it around to something else to level up, and then that will get the experience, as though that weapon defeated the enemy. But it's quite tedious and annoying, I'll be honest, because you're constantly swapping their weapons around and things. It doesn't work if you do it to swap with allies, however. So, this room's quite empty, I'm surprised. I want to try and avoid swapping round. Right, you can get big mimics as well. Oh god. There's a curse. There's a Chris knife. I lost my train of thought there. I get distracted easily. Oh yes, I'm gonna try and avoid like fading to black on these, on the videos. I don't really want to, but I might time lapse between sections that are just long walking sections. So if I now have to go back to the start, I might just time lapse it. So I don't really want to hide anything or fade away too much. It's like if I do something off screen, then that's fine, but don't poison me. It's not what I wanted. If I don't have an antidote, well, that's not good. Well, I better swap to the Gladius, I suppose. There's no point keeping that one on. And the Chris knife has got a bit more attack, less endurance, more speed, more magic. Beast and flying and undead. And 8 holy. So this has got 5 holy and lots of undead. This is the weapon that he uses at the start of the game. Not at the start of the game, in the opening intro. They do a lot of damage. So I'm going to cheat and go into there. There we go, sorted. So yeah, I mean, fading to black is one thing. I suppose it wouldn't really matter. But it'll give more of an experience if you just see him still running there. Oh, I don't know. We'll see what we'll do. So, as I was running down there, I just realised that if I time-lapse it, then the sound will go funny as well. Ah, will you leave me alone? I need to heal. So these guys do a decent chunk of damage as well. Well, I'm already poisoned, so... Map? Nope, bread. See if I equip this one now. It's a lucky thing I've got that. I don't really want to open the chest. Alright, I'll leave these guys. I do have the turquoise I could probably equip. Ah! But right now I need Transcrest, and I need that healing over there in the pond. So yeah, if I time-lapse it, then the sound will be funny as well. So maybe I will actually just do the Fade to Black. I don't like to, but it's probably easier as well on the... Oh, Mimi. Ah. Huzzah. Ah, great. The last enemy I have to fight has got the key. Mix are a pain early on. So if you get the crystal early and all you see is chests, then you know you've got a mimic level. And they do appear every so often. Ugh. Right. Right. I am aware of what the next floor does. So the next floor is also a tutorial. So I'm going to leave first. Quickly. We'll go get some more health and recover the health of the weapons. So you can't always click walking mode everywhere, but... oh. Right, so there. Oh. Oh, you lose the poison when you leave as well, so that's alright. So, repair. I'm actually going to equip, oh god, that one. So just healing all these up. In the future I might actually skip like Fade to Black on all of these bits, because I'm sure you're not really that interested in seeing me do this. but for the instance of this episode as well, just to show you that you can do it, since the next episode will probably have the shop available. So if you look around, there's nothing there yet, but if we look in here, nope, nothing there yet. Just have a quick look up here, because once you build the shop, he won't give you stuff anymore. Look at them. They look nothing alike. Alright, let's leave. Let's quickly do floor 7. So, the reason I equipped that Shamsir and there's only 6 Atla on here, so that's good. But this one is a special floor, as the tutorial will now show us. Fun times. Did I get any more repair powder? I don't remember. Oh no. Aha, it seems like you've got the hang of it. Now, for the next step, listen carefully. I will lecture you on special areas of the dungeon. First, the back floor. The back floor has floors that have... My comprehension of reading is going down toilet. Each dungeon has floors that have back floors, and the way you enter differs from each dungeon. You can figure it out. The back floors have valuable treasures, but the monsters there are stronger. There's a higher risk, but also higher rewards. You should give it a shot at least once. There are also special floors that are called limited zones. Limited zones, a special sealing magic is cast there, so some of your normal actions are disabled. What actions are limited depends on the type of limited zone. Once you enter the limited zone, it's important to figure out what is and what isn't limited. That's it, got it? Well, if not, you'll get the hang of it as you go along. Now I'll let you go. It'll be even harder after this. Be careful. So long. So that's the end of the tutorials. So using a weapon on this floor reduces the experience that weapon actually has. So instead of gaining experience, you lose it. That's like a fish frog. It's hilarious. So if you get hit by that steam thing, oh bloody hell, it also fires as well. What is that? And it's ghost as well. Discount Jawas. So that's the reason I switched to this one, is because it was the stronger of the 2 weapons and it had less experience, so I didn't lose as much. So once you find the gate key, you can just leave ASAP. You don't need to worry anymore too much about it. And more tram oils. That's 3 times we can go to the... Wow, my aim. It's 3 times we can go to back floors. To open a back floor, you only need to use 1, and you can keep going back and forth, so it's a good way to get experience. But the treasure chests don't respawn, unless they're mimics. So yeah, you try and defeat them away from the main sort of angle. To the side or behind them, because if you're in front then you'll get hit by that. It. And there we have a master jacket that we dueled earlier. These guys are much stronger and they defend as well. And they keep jumping backwards. So you either have to wait for them to attack you and hope you're faster. Or you can... Alright, that map confused me. We can push him into a corner. Please, get money. So, regarding money, minor spoilers for the next town, there is an opportunity to gain a weapon, quite a powerful weapon, but it costs you 2,500 of the Gilder, I think it's called in this monies. It's very easy to get that much, but it is worth it for the weapon, because it is a good weapon. I think it's a tier 3 weapon. It might be a tier 2, but it's one of the faster ways to get to these stronger weapons later on. It's a weapon for Toan. And then even if you break it, you can buy it again for 2,500, so you can keep buying as many as you want. But I do recommend purchasing that weapon when you can, because it is a good one. It is pretty strong. Oh, where is the... This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh no, I got Dran's Crest. What am I doing? I don't even remember getting that. Oh, I'm silly. Right, so, this video's progressed a bit longer than I probably would have liked. So we disappear and zoom off down to the bottom. Sorry, I got distracted. I had thoughts in my head. I was thinking weird stuff. Three Master Jackets in this room. Fortunately, we don't have to defeat them. Yeah, so once we leave this part, we'll go down here just so we have access to the next floor. And then we can build a few of the other shops. This episode is running a bit longer than I would prefer. It's now reaching the 50 mark on here. So we'll leave the dungeon temporarily. So, do we have... I don't have repair powder. So what I'll do quickly here... I'll repair from the mare. And then we'll do some Georama bits. So, I was going to skip, but as you can see there is an item on the chest. There's a chest on the table. Even. Fruit of Eden. So Fruit of Eden increases your maximum health. So I might as well give it to this guy. Get some tasty water as well. And then we can go there. Let's have a quick look if there's another chest in here. Nope, not yet. So just quickly, actually, you know what? We'll leave it for the next episode. We've done enough for now. Save complete. So sorry that went on a bit long, but hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Take care.